So I am sick with the flu, but I have a wedding in a few days, and it reminded me that I created this makeup look. This makeup look is perfect to wear to a wedding, but I also want to share some tips and tricks on how to apply makeup when you're getting over the flu or you have the flu. So let's get started. And I apologize for my voice. I'm going to try real hard to make myself sound a little bit better. My number one tip when it comes to makeup for the flu is hydration. You want to moisturize your skin, your lips, use eye drops, all of the hydration you can get. And we're going to leave this moisturizer to sit on the skin so you can apply a little bit extra because we're going to start off with the eyes. Now, eyeshadow primer is important anyway, but it's very important when you're sick or if you have hay fever. Basically creates a barrier between your skin and the makeup. So if your eyes are dry and itchy or watery, it's going to create that barrier, preventing the makeup from irritating your eyes, but also holding it in place for you. Once that's on there, I'm going to fill in my eyebrows just a little bit. I like to just do the outline and then I come back to the brows after powder. Now the eyeshadows I've chosen for this look are pinky shades. I feel like it'll just add a little bit more life to my face. Starting with this pinky nude, about one shade lighter than my skin tone, we're going to focus this above the lid. So right under the brows, above the lid. To create shape, I'm using a medium dark brown and pressing this on the outer edge of the eye using a pencil brush. Now without picking up any extra product, I want you to sweep this up and over into the crease, so above the lid area, and try keeping your eyes open so you can see the shape that you're creating. Now you notice that I'm holding my blending brush in my other hand. I want you to keep swapping over and back between using the pencil brush to push it and sweep it along, but then also using the blending brush to soften out the edges. This is the most important step. If you can get this right, then all the other steps are going to be so much easier because this is all about creating the shape. Now we're going to add in a fade shade, and this is going to be a matte pink. So it's similar to the brown in depth, but it's more of a pinky blush tone. You only want to use a very small amount of this. Work this on the edge of the eye, blend this out, and it basically creates more of a faded effect for our previous eyeshadow. Now take a deep shimmer eyeshadow and start on the outer edge of the eye. Just keep this right by the lash line. You don't want this to go past the other two previous eyeshadows. Now take a medium to light shimmer and apply this on the rest of the lid, starting in the inner corner and bringing it across. Now you can leave it like this, or you can add some loose pigment. Bear in mind, if your eyes are irritated or sore, you might not feel like this is suitable for you. Stick to using the pressed eyeshadows instead. And I'm almost cutting the crease using this pigment, and then I'm going to blend the edges with a slightly warmer shade of shimmer. This is just going to match with that deeper shade on the edge so that they can blend together. It's almost like a fade shade, but with shimmer. I'm going to apply some liquid liner. This is just going to add some definition to the eyes. Make sure that this is waterproof. I'm also going to be using a waterproof mascara. Even if you only use it as a finishing mascara, it can really just hold everything in place. And of course, applying my favorite lashes. Moving back to the skin, I have two primers. Now, we spoke about this in my previous video that I don't like applying shimmer on my skin because of my pores, but when you're sick, you need all the glow that you can get. So start off with the shimmer, apply it all over, then use a pore minimizing mattifying primer, any one that you want, and apply this on the T-zone. This is a great way to get the best of both worlds. I'm using a cream stick foundation. This isn't my go-to. I actually think it's been discontinued, but a creamy finish is so much better when you're feeling a little sick. So you can kind of get away with using more of a cream foundation. I'll link some below that I really like that are still available. And I'm also using a cream concealer under my eyes instead of using a liquid one. I just find I need a little bit more moisturizing, and that's what a cream versus a liquid will do. A cream is a little bit more hydrating. Now, who remembers this? This was my favorite foundation powder ever, and they discontinued it. I used to call it magic powder because it was amazing. If this is still available in your country or any store near you, can you let me know, and I will pay you for you to send it to me, and I will send you a gift because I miss this so much and I try every store and they don't have it. Once my powder is on, I like to finish off the brows. Now, I hate getting powder in my brows, particularly when I used to have black hair. It just made things so much more difficult, so I always finish with the brows after powder. Now we're going to sculpt the face. We're going to apply some bronzer around the face, around the hairline, and then I'm going to apply a mixture of a few different shimmers, but I like to then finish off with a matte powder blush. This is just going to reduce that shimmer so that my cheeks don't look too glowy, if that makes sense. I'm really sick, so I don't know if this is making sense. I actually have a temperature. Under the eyes, I'm going to smudge a little bit of that brown right at the lash line, and I'm focusing this on the outer edge and then sweeping it to the inner corner. Then use a medium pinky shimmer, something that matches the rest of the shades that you've been applying, and apply this over the top of that. What this will do is create more of a reflex, so it kind of reflects and brings some brightness to your eyes, particularly when you're sick. Finish off with a shade of lipstick and lip liner that matches the rest of the tones that you've chosen, making sure that it matches the cheeks and the eyes to bring the entire look together. Now I'm keeping the hair really simple because I focused more on my face and I'm tired. So I'm going to apply some serum. This is an amazing serum for creating that shine, but it also preps your hair for my favorite tool in the entire world, the L'Oreal pod. This steamer pod will create the most beautiful shine on your hair. It makes it look so healthy. It makes it look like you have had a professional blowout, but you've just done it at home. Now add some jewelry, and I would recommend using something that has a reflective shine to it just to bring a little bit more life to your face. And then there you go. Nobody would know that you actually are sick. And as always, my friends, be kind to yourself, particularly if you're not feeling great at the moment. And I will see you in the next one. Ooh, that was hard. Okay, I'm gonna go lie down.